Hi, welcome to the Unfiltered Project. My name is Skylar Baylor and I'm a junior at Harvard University. I also am on the swim team. Swimming has been the biggest part of my life for as long as I can remember, and it's super important to me. I also write, I also am a skateboarder, I also am a psych major. I took a CS course this semester, computer science, and I'm also transgender. Today we're going to talk about terms that are related to the trans experience, to my experience, so that you can hopefully better understand and be better grounded in what it means to be transgender. Let's get started. Transgender. The word transgender means that you don't identify with whatever gender you were assigned at birth. So whenever, in most states and most countries, whenever you're born, you're assigned female or male, and you're not allowed to leave the hospital until you have that assignment. And if you don't identify with whatever that was assigned, then you are transgender. If you do identify, then you are cisgender. Transsexual. This is an outdated term that most people don't actually use anymore, and it's not particularly PC or respectful because it actually has to do with your genitalia. The word transsexual, as opposed to transgender, means that you have actually undergone some sort of surgery to change your sexual genitalia. It's typically a pretty offensive term, so I would advise not using it. MTF, or trans woman. The term MTF means male to female. Trans woman is somebody who identifies as a woman but was assigned male at birth. Trans women are women. FTM, or trans man, that's how I identify. FTM means female to male, and trans man is a man, somebody who identifies as male but was assigned female at birth. Non-binary, or gender non-conforming, or GNC, are terms that are related to people who don't identify within the binary of male or female. Some of these people identify within a spectrum, or they identify with multiple different genders. The point is that they don't identify within the binary gender of male or female. People can also have non-binary bodies, and what that means is that their bodies don't necessarily conform to what we consider male or female, and that can be in genitalia, it can be in presentation in terms of what they wear or how they present their gender. Sex is physical characteristics. It's biology. It's what you are in terms of your body. So this can be chromosomes, it can be hormones, it can be internal and external genitalia, and it's also physical characteristics. But there's no, actually, if you ask a biologist, there's no one piece of sex. You can't just say everybody with XX is female and everybody with XY is male, because that's just not actually biologically true. I'm not even talking about gender theory, but sex, the point about sex is that it's biological, and typically people with X chromosomes are female and they have female genitalia and they have female characteristics, and people with XY chromosomes and hormones are male. This is opposed to gender, which is how you identify. And gender doesn't have to correspond to your sex or your body, your biology, but most of the time it does. So most people are not transgender, but some people are not. I'm a great example. Sexual orientation is who you like, and that can be romantically or sexually, but I kind of think about it as gender is an arrow pointing in, it's who you are, and sexual orientation is who you're attracted to, it's an arrow pointing outwards. Gender and sexual orientation and sex are all separate. They don't have to be the same, so not all people who identify as female like men, obviously, and not all men like women, and not all people who are born with certain parts like certain parts. Gender expression is really just a societal box that we check that has to do with what clothes you wear, how you present yourself, what mannerisms you have, and those really have nothing to do with your genitalia or your gender or your sex. It's just what society has deemed as male or female. We have pronouns, and pronouns are pronouns, so she, her, hers, and he, him, his, and there's also they, them, theirs, and then there's other pronouns that other people have used. And people prefer different pronouns, and sometimes their pronouns correspond with what they look like, and sometimes they don't, and it's really important to ask people what their pronouns are if you don't know or if you are concerned, and also if somebody tells you what their pronouns are, you need to use those and respect them. The term transition really just means to change from one state to another. So with regards to trans people, transition can mean a lot of different things, but I think that the main point about transition is that it's a very personal experience, and some people that means they'll take hormones, they'll change their pronouns, they'll change their name, they'll change how they present themselves, and some people it doesn't. And some people will get surgery and some people won't. And I think that it's really important to have let everybody have their own agency in their transition, and not say things like full transition or complete transition, because that implies that people are not full or not complete, and you are not the one who can say that. Their transition is their transition.
I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.